The following is a rackradioshow.com exclusive.
And welcome back to The Rack right here on wildtalkradio.com, brought to our friends over at Wrestling Figure Wednesdays. Go to youtube.com/mbg1211 for all your stop-motion wrestling action figure needs, and the very fine folks over at gerwick.net. We are super excited because joining us right now is the founder of GFW, Jeff Jarrett. How are you today?
Good, Lindsay. How are you doing today? I appreciate you giving me some time and looking forward to talking some wrestling today.
Well, I'm super excited to be talking to you. I'm doing just fine. Thank you for asking. I know you're a busy guy and you're getting ready for a big trip, so I want to dive into the exciting news that you guys just announced today, and that is you announced your card for your upcoming UK tour up in March. Can you kind of give us a little insight into that tour and what all's going to happen?
Well, from a bigger picture, not drilling down, because we've got great stars, Will Ospreay, Nick Aldis, Sanjay Dutt, Mickey James. I could go on and on and on about the talent on the shows, but, you know, the overall tour is something that I'm very, very excited about. This is our second one. We had our first two shows back at the end of October of last year, and they were very successful. And before we left the country, we'd already had a couple of conversations with different venues, and so we're very excited in the, I call it the complete global rollout of Global Force Wrestling that's been going on and continues to go on, and it's a step-by-step process. The United Kingdom is very important to us, and they've got a great fan base over there. The free agent scene is red hot. The independent scene is red hot. Scotland, in particular, has a fantastic promotion that's drawing record crowds, and so we, through my history of professional wrestling, I started my first tour of Europe was in 1993. So for a long time, I've known that Europe's a hotbed of wrestling. So we're coming back, and we are excited for numerous reasons. One of the big ones is it's our first time we're going to be having a London play, and it's very exciting. And we're all proud within Global Force that we found the right venue. Obviously, it's not, a Wembley arena, but it's a venue that's going to fit perfect for us. And then we've got shows in Exeter and Coventry on Wednesday and Friday, respectively, of next week. So we kick things off. We leave early next week. Me and Karen are excited. Ticket sales are going great. Looking for some great VIP meet and greets, and just an exciting time to be in Global Force Wrestling.
What do you think makes the UK crowd so much different from the US crowd? Is it just this thirst for all forms of wrestling, or what do you think?
Well, obviously each country has their cultural differences. You go to Japan and the crowd will act one way. You go to Mexico and crowds will act another way. You go to the United States, but in the United Kingdom, and obviously we call it soccer, they call it football. The football crowds are very, very rowdy, and I think from a cultural point of view, there's a lot of rowdiness to it. But when you meet folks in the VIP meet and greets, they're very knowledgeable of professional wrestling, the history of professional wrestling, just all kind of things like that, and so. I guess I would say that the momentum has been building for years and years and years now, and now the independent scene is, like I said, it's just red hot there.
I bet. Is there anybody that you're maybe looking at or thinking about bringing in, or is there anybody you'd like to bring in?
Well, if you look at their cards top to bottom, and you can look at all the cards if you go to globalforcewrestling.com and check it out. But I can't let the cat out of the bag, Lindsay. There's several UK talents that we're already in discussions with, that we do have our eye on, but there's a lot of great athletes that are on the scene right now.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I can't wait to hear who you bring in next, because I know I'm super excited for GFW to come to the United States. Is there any update on maybe when we could see that here?
Well, there's lots of updates, and we'll be having an announcement that's going to be, I'll call it LA based, over the next, if not this week, for sure next week. And then it'll be a game changer for us. And I'm very excited to spread the news. And then on our international front, we're going to continue to work the contracts. And New Zealand sort of jumped the gun and let a little bit of the news out. We weren't quite ready for all that, but it's exciting. So there is Amped is coming to a television set to your home very, very soon. And we will be making those announcements. So, but we've got also, I don't know where you're based at, Lindsay, but we've got a lot of, I call them co-branded shows. We've also got fair shows and Grand Slam Tour shows. We've got a lot of shows coming up, and when we get back from the UK. We'll be making some more announcements on shows. We're going to be in Germany in April, and then North Carolina and Maryland and Virginia and Pennsylvania and New Jersey up in June and July, and going to Illinois. So we've got a lot of shows coming up.
I was going to say, I'm based out of Atlanta, and I was on your page, and I saw that you're doing the show in Clarksville, Tennessee, and I got excited because I used to drive up to Nashville a lot for the wrestling up in Nashville, and so I'm actually thinking about coming up to see it because I know you've been doing shows in Tennessee, and I wasn't able to go to the last round that you did, but I saw that one, and I'm like, oh, I should go up and see it because I've been, like I said, I'm excited to see you guys because I keep hearing all these wonderful things, and I want to check it out. I know everybody else does as well.
Well, I appreciate that. Tried and True promotion based out of Clarksville, Tennessee. We hooked up with them, and that show's in early April, and April 8th, I believe, is that date. And we're excited for that as well because us going in and partnering, we're partnering with these promotions, and we're bringing in the global stars like a Sanjay Dutt, like a Nick Aldis, like a Mickey James, and I could name a few others. But we're also we'll call it these regional promotions. We're tapping into their talent base as well. So it's a really great night of professional wrestling, not just with the VIP, but from bell to bell and the fan interaction and everything that goes with a Global Force Wrestling show.
Now, one of the shows that's been announced is that you guys are headed to WrestleCon during WrestleMania weekend. Can you kind of tell us what GFW is going to be doing at WrestleCon?
Sure. We're going to be as many places as we possibly can be, but WrestleCon is I believe this is the 5th year that they have it every year at the WrestleMania site. This one's going to be in downtown Dallas. And it's such a spectacular event. I believe they announced over 100 wrestlers and counting are going to be at the event. But basically, on Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturday from 9 to 5, it's basically a big, huge, enormous meet and greet where we're going to have a big booth. Going to be selling our merchandise, meeting fans, doing giveaways of that kind of stuff. And then Saturday night at the WrestleCon show, there's going to be a great GFW presence, and you can go to our website as the things get announced. I know there's a big 10-man tag, and they're still working up the exact card. But guys like Shawn Michaels, and there's so many different superstars at that event. WrestleCon is always it is the marquee event as it relates to a non-WWE event on WrestleMania weekend.
And you mentioned your website, and I know that's played a huge factor for you guys, but also social media has been important for that. How big has, being on Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr, because I noticed you guys are on Tumblr, how big has that been for you in terms of getting the product out there and getting brand awareness to everybody?
Well, and nowadays, if you don't have a enormous digital presence as far as any type of brand or promotion or TV show or sports team or whatever it is, you've got to have that digital awareness. And from day one, we have really laser focused on that, creating that brand awareness. Last year, the Grand Slam Tour, when we went into 20 or 25 shows at minor league baseball stadiums when the home team was away, we tapped into, the baseball team's digital audience and fan base and working with their marketing department. So social media and digital media is enormous, and it's something that we embrace, not just on a daily basis, but maybe an hourly basis, that we have all the different team, like you said, whether it's Tumblr or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, we hit them all.
You do. And I want to kind of go back a little bit because you mentioned Nick Aldis a lot, and he's a tremendous, tremendous talent. And I want to know, to you, what made him the perfect guy to be your champion?
Nick checks a lot of the boxes. I will definitely say that. He checks a lot of the boxes as far as being bell to bell. He's a phenomenal wrestler, very personable. The VIP meet and greets, kids, or people of all ages. He's a talent that, many years ago, when I took him to India with me, and I knew before then, but really over there we shined a real light on him, and so to speak, in the business, you say he took the ball and ran with it, and was very successful. And so when we came around, and Nick has earned it. That's it. He's a special talent, but he earns everything that he gets because he works hard.
I was going to say, It must have been exciting for you to see him step away from his previous position in TNA and come over to GFW and I guess breathe a second life into his career, as it were. Not that that's the right phrasing, because it was definitely hot when he left, but to give him a chance to really kind of flourish and grow.
It surprised me. I will say this for sure, that you know, when myself and Karen made a return to TNA last year, and the Global Force Wrestling got exposed, but I can remember seeing Nick on the Universal grounds, and he did a double take at me because he didn't know I was coming, and I had no idea what his situation was. So, yes, he was definitely, himself and Mickey James have been welcome addition to the GFW team.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that return to TNA. Did you get any kind of closure from going back, or, I mean, was closure needed?
I think I don't believe it was needed. I think if you have small like Karen, she got closure, and she thinks that I got closure. But, you know, for me, I always, you know, do your best not to look in the rearview mirror and look forward. And I knew that it was a great opportunity to create brand awareness for Global Force Wrestling, and it's something that was I can look at our digital numbers and know that it was a success, because we not only were exposed on Destination America to millions of fans, but on to you know, all around the world, in India, in all through Europe, in South Africa, and all through Sub-Saharan Africa, just everywhere where TNA's footprint's at. The Global Force brand was exposed, and that was a big part of the success of it.
And kind of, again, going back to your TNA days, one of the guys that you brought in was AJ Styles. Have you kind of kept up with him? Has it been exciting for you to see him go on to WWE and have the success that he's had in Japan and WWE?
Without question. You know, last year when we went over to New Japan, and we brought Wrestle Kingdom 9 here, and me and AJ got a chance to reconnect, and that was fun, and what a spectacular event that kicked off for us. It was a real exciting time. 2015, Wrestle Kingdom 9 is just an overwhelming success, but AJ's always had the skill set, and like you said, he was very, very successful in Japan, and well, you know, they did the deal where they brought me into the Bullet Club, which was a lot of fun. But, you know, the time was right. Obviously, WWE, they're the leader in the marketplace for a lot of reasons, but they like to do things the right way. And they saw the opportunity to bring the phenomenal one on board. And I couldn't be happier for the guy and his success.
Awesome. And we talked about WrestleCon being a part of WrestleMania weekend. And you've been a part of so many WrestleManias. You have just some amazing classic moments. Do you have a favorite WrestleMania memory that you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
I mean, you know, every one of them is obviously special. It's the grandest stage of all, and so you know, you can pick one. The one at Philadelphia with our team with Owen was special. Obviously, my Intercontinental title match with Scott Hall, Razor Ramon was special in Hartford. So all of them I really enjoyed.
That's awesome, Jeff. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. I wish you the best of luck March 3rd in London against Doug Williams, and best of luck with the tour and with GFW. Like I keep telling you, I can't wait to see it. I know our audience can't wait to see it.
Great.
So,
and I appreciate your support. You have a great day. Keep on keeping on, talking great stuff about Global Force Wrestling, and I won't be a stranger. And again, no, thank you for everything. And if any questions or comments, or people want to find out more about us, just go to globalforcewrestling.com, and it'll answer all your questions. And thanks for your time.